It's time for Canfield Company. Today's topics include Troutdale folks saying no to City Hall bond measure. On today's show, potential grocery workers strike in Oregon. Also on today's show, Portland's Antifa problems. Also on today's show, Arizona snowflake afraid of coffee drinking cops. These stories and more today on Canfield and Company.
Welcome to Canfield and Company. I'm your host, Rob Canfield. It's the show where we talk about things that I'm interested in, and hopefully you'll be interested in them too. We've got a few good topics today. The first topic that we're going to talk about is a potential grocery store workers' strike in the Portland area. This is from Willamette Week. According to Willamette Week, roughly 10,000 Portland area workers with United Food and Commercials Worker Local 555 voted to authorize a strike against Albertsons, Fred Meyer, QFC, and Safeway. The article also says that employers in other Oregon towns and Southwest Washington will vote this month and next, according to United Food and Commercial Workers. Also, according to the Willamette Week article, workers are opposing the company's resistance to increase wages. Of course they are. And union negotiations have been underway for over a year. Now, according to the Willamette Week article, the union also alleges that Fred Meyer pays women employees $3.70 per hour less than their male counterparts on average. Also from the Willamette Week article, the United Food and Commercial Workers statement said, and I quote, Fred Meyer's own data demonstrates that they are overwhelmingly likely to hire women into these lower paid positions. That's according to United Food Workers Commercial Union, or UFCW. That's according to their statement. Of course, the union negotiations with the union and the stores are confidential, of course, but I know, like you, I'm actually hopeful that the union and the grocery stores can solve and settle this contract without having to have a strike go on. This would not only be devastating to the non-union employees at the grocery stores, but it would also provide a great hardship for everyone who shops at these grocery stores. Now, even though I am a conservative, once upon a time, I was a labor rep for communication workers, Local 7901 back in the day. I was an area representative, and I stood on the picket line back in the day with my fellow union brothers and sisters while the negotiations went on. And that's why I sincerely hope that the negotiations will end soon and without the necessity for a strike. So just as an example of how devastating a strike can be for families and employees, the first time I went on strike against AT&T back in the old Bell system, the old phone company days, if I remember correctly, it was 1983, and we were out for about 3 weeks, roughly 3 weeks. So you don't get paid for 3 weeks. You don't get paid. You go on the picket line. My job basically as a strike captain, I would get up at dark 30, bring donuts and coffee to all the people on the picket lines. But the thing is, 3 weeks without pay, and my wife also worked for the phone company at the time, so we had two incomes where we had zero income. If we had gone on strike for another month, or not another month, or another couple of weeks, that would have been pretty much it for us. Now take a look long term if folks go on strike. Even if you get a raise, I'm not sure exactly what raise amount the UFCW is looking at, but even if the employees get a raise, you will never get back the money that you lost going on strike. You take amount of the money for a family, 3 weeks' wages. Okay, you lose that if you're on strike for 3 weeks. You will never get that back. It's opportunity money that you will never ever see again. I totally support if there's a union shop in any company, they of course have the right to negotiate, and if they can't come to a settlement, they also have a right to strike. I was on strike 2 times when I was a area representative for the phone company. It's no fun. Nobody wins in a strike, so I'm hoping that they settled it without having to go on strike. I know a lot of you out there are union members, and you know what I'm talking about. You want to stay solid, you want to stay strong. Seriously, I just hope Safeway store, Fred Meyer, the other stores out there, I hope you can settle with the UFCW. UFCW, I hope you settle too. I've just been there. I know what it's like, so I can sympathize. I've been on both sides of a strike. I've been on the management side of a strike, and I've been on the union side of a strike. It's just a lose-lose situation for everybody. So I hope those folks at the bargaining table will come to their mutually agreeable solution. Not everyone gets what they want in negotiations. Everybody has to give a little bit. So I hope the two sides can come together and prevent a strike like that. Well, that's it for this topic. We'll be right back after this with another topic on Canfield and Company. Hi, welcome back to Canfield and Company. I'm your host, Rob Canfield. Topic number 2 today is a local topic having to do in my hometown of Troutdale, Oregon. Back in May 28th, the Troutdale City Council voted 6-1 to send a $7.3 million general obligation bond in November's election for the rehabilitation of the City Hall, which was at 104 South Kibling. Now, as a reminder, folks, the City Hall was vacated in 2001 because the building was condemned by building inspectors because of failing rafters and stressed roof beams. That's right, the building was condemned in 2011 because of stressed rafters and failing rafters and roof beams. That's right, the building inspector condemned the building. Now, I operate the Facebook page called We Love Troutdale, Oregon on Facebook. You can look it up right now, We Love Troutdale, Oregon on Facebook. And I asked a question on the Facebook page, would you vote yes or no for this bond measure for a new City Hall? And it's almost unanimous, and it's not scientific or anything. I just asked everybody a question, would you vote yes or no on this bond to a $7.5 million bond to replace City Hall? Here are just a few of the comments from my We Love Troutdale, Oregon Facebook page regarding whether or not would you vote yes or no to vote on the general obligation bond to fix up and replace the Troutdale City Hall to its original condition. Let's see, where should we start here? Councilor Randy Lauer, City Councilor Randy Lauer in Troutdale said no. Thank you, Randy Lauer. Let's see, where else? We've got someone that says here, City of Troutdale sold out their citizens when they changed the zoning laws regarding the apartments at 248 2nd and Cherry Park Road. So, in the end it said I would vote no on City Hall to restore it. Here's another comment. Writer wrote, if the city wants to restore it, then the mayor and council people should pay out of pocket. I like that one. Let's see. Another person said, sell to private investors and let them do as they wish. It would be better than any government agency can do. The money earned could be put to good use. Another commenter said, if I still lived in Troutdale, I would vote no. Nothing special about that building other than it is old and pulls at one councilor's heart. Dave Ripma. Let's see. Here we go. Another person said, oh, hell no. You're also probably considering hiring out-of-state consultants as well. So let's see. Another person wrote, hell no, but they don't care about what residents have to say, hence the new apartments going on in Stark and Cherry Park. And another writer on the We Love Troutdale Oregon Facebook page writes, if this building were properly maintained over the years, then there wouldn't be such a high price tag. Now, though, a total money pit. Absolutely not. And here's another comment on the We Love Troutdale Facebook page about the general obligation bond to rebuild City Hall. He says, voters won't let the city rip us off again like they did with the police station. No way. Sell the place. Don't ask for money from hardworking homeowners that don't have police officers to help. And another person wrote, the city neglected to do regular maintenance, which led to the building falling into disrepair for over a decade. That's pretty much true. Nope. 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 Tons of nopes and tons of comments. So I urge you to go to the We Love Troutdale Facebook page to read the comments yourself. But mostly, and this is not a scientific poll by any stretch of the imagination, but just so folks going into my little We Love Troutdale Facebook page, almost all folks said, no, we're not going to support a $7.3 million general obligation bond for the ego of one city councilor. Of course, the longtime proponent of rebuilding the City Hall, the old City Hall, is Troutdale City Councilor David Ripma. He wanted a restoration of this old City Hall to its original use. And he convinced apparently the councilors that restoring the building was a good deal. But let's see if it's a good deal, shall we? Let's take a look at the facts. So if you're looking at a $7.3 million general obligation bond spread over 20 years, you, the Troutdale voters, would be paying $400,000 to $5,000 per year for the bond debt service. $400,000 to $500,000 a year for 20 years just to pay for a new City Hall as a monument, basically, to David Ripma. He seems like he wants the city to spend $7.3 million on a monument to basically to himself. This is my opinion. Okay, it's my opinion. If you disagree with it, you can write the show. $7.3 million. Again, $400,000 to $500,000 a year is what Troutdale voters will be paying for the debt service on a 20-year general obligation bond. Now contrast debt service for 20 years of $400,000 to $500,000 a year. Why doesn't the city just continue to lease space in downtown Troutdale for a cost of only about $60,000 per year? So let's figure it out. $400,000 a year for 20 years, or $60,000 a year to continue leasing space in downtown Troutdale. Remember, folks, this is the 21st century. We have all sorts of technology. We have all sorts of things like Skype, email, video conferencing. I fail to see why a new City Hall is necessary, especially for the outlandish price of $400,000 to $500,000 a year for debt service. $60,000 a year in leasing space, it sounds much more reasonable. There's no reason in this day and age for all city employees to be under one roof. There is video conferencing, there is Skype, there is email, all sorts of things. And the city staff can always go to the conference center at the police station if they want to have a large meeting of staff. There's plenty of room there. But the logical thing is to use modern technology to get everyone together. Video conferencing, email, that sort of thing, or go to the community center building, and there's plenty of space for a conference. But for the ego and the insistence of one city councilor, David Ripma, to tell the city you must build a $7.3 million monument to recreate an old, tottering city hall, I think it's kind of ridiculous. Now, one thing to keep in mind too is the hill that the city hall is currently on, it's constantly moving. It's constantly moving. So even if they reconstructed the city hall, they'd still have the problem of this hill already shifting. Come on, folks, let's get real. Let's get real. Don't buy this song and dance boondoggle for one city councilor, David Ripma, for City Hall for $7.3 million. The city is perfectly capable to continue leasing space like they are now. Everybody's happy. They've been actually leasing a space in the city of Troutdale since 2001 for 8 years. So what's the big deal? Continue leasing the property. You can save the city money by continuing to lease the office space. Come on, folks, let's get real. It is the 21st century. Yeah, for the ego of one city councilor, Dave Ripma, rebuild his precious city hall. Okay, Dave, I'll tell you what. If you'd like to rebuild City Hall, I give you my full permission to write the city a check for $7.3 million to rebuild the old City Hall. You have my permission to do that. Well, that's it for this topic. We'll be back right after this with another topic right here on Canfield Company. Welcome back to Canfield and Company. I'm your host, Bob Canfield. We have another interesting topic today, something that has been in the news lately, and that are the Antifa riots in downtown Portland. According to the Portland Tribune, the Portland police chief supports a proposed law wearing masks while committing a crime during a press conference back on, looks like July 3rd. But I'm quoting here from the Portland Tribune article. It said, in her first public comment since the latest protest roiled downtown Portland, Police Chief Daniel Outlaw on Wednesday defended her officers, the mayor, and their response to the near riot that drew national attention. She forcefully defended Mayor Ted Wheeler, saying the mayor never gave direction to stand down, never, and she said her officers did a really good job given the circumstances throughout the day, and they were very fluid. There were entities that planned a brawl in the city of Portland, and no one seems to be upset about that, and I don't know that they were protesting because they came to fight. That's right, that's all they came to do. And she also noted that she and the mayor tried last November to place a time, place, and manner ordinance that would help the police get ahead of the planned brawls. But somehow I think they are confusing First Amendment right of free speech with brawls. I think that especially Mayor Wheeler thinks that Antifa beating up on undefended people in downtown Portland is a free speech right. I believe that. I also believe that Mayor Ted Wheeler of Portland is entirely in the wrong on his non-action towards these continuing cases of violence that Antifa is doing. What's the deal? What is the deal? I don't understand. Portland is becoming a playground for the violent folks that go with Antifa. I just hope that Ted Wheeler and the rest of the city council will at least make their best to attempt to pass an ordinance that it's legally defensible to prohibit folks from wearing masks at these protests. Why would you want to wear a mask except if you are doing something illegal like beating up innocent people? This entire ordeal of people being injured and beat up downtown is a travesty, and it really has hurt for many, many years the reputation of Portland. How many of you, ask yourselves, how many of you really would look forward to spending some time in downtown Portland? How many would you like to do this? After all, the mayor has allowed Antifa to close street intersections at random in downtown, and the police, you can see in YouTube videos, the police are just standing by. They'll let the Antifa folks block traffic, and they damage folks. Cars are driving by. But this latest incidence of just a mass beatdown that Antifa was giving basically innocent people is ridiculous. Perhaps Mayor Wheeler thinks that beating people up is a form of free speech, what is not. Other cities have passed ordinances that prohibit folks from wearing masks during a protest. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. Let's get real. City of Portland, you need to fix this problem before more people get hurt. Well, that's about all I have to say for this particular topic. I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions on it, but between you and me, I'm not going downtown. I'm not going to go down there right now to downtown Portland. I like it out in Troutdale. That's it for this topic. We'll be right back after this with another topic on Canfield Company. That's right. Welcome back to Canfield Company. I'm your host, Rob Canfield. We have another topic to talk about I thought was pretty fascinating. This is an article from Tempe Fox 10 Phoenix in Phoenix, Arizona. According to the article, and I'm quoting here, some Tempe police officers were forced to take their coffee to go at Starbucks in the East Valley city of Tempe, where officers claim a Starbucks employee asked them to leave the store on July 4th. Now, the Fox 10 spoke with the president of the Tempe Officers Association, who said a customer told a Starbucks employee they felt unsafe because of the number of officers in the store. Now, according to Tempe Police Officer Association officials, a group of 5 Tempe officers had just bought their drinks and stood near the front of the Starbucks, and that's when a Starbucks barista made the request for a customer, and so the police officers, they left. Now, the Fox station learned that 2 of the officers, who were veterans, were offended, and frustrated by what happened on Friday, and they actually took to social media and said, "Dump Starbucks," with a photo. Now, the cool thing is Starbucks responded pretty immediately, and they apologized. They said, and I quote, "This is Starbucks. We have deep respect for the Tempe Police Department and its service to our community. We have reached out to understand better what may have happened in our store and to apologize for many misunderstanding or inappropriate behavior that may have taken place." It's kind of hard to believe, folks, isn't it? The amount of intolerance and snowflakeism that's out there. You're sitting at a Starbucks, and some officers come in and order some coffee, and you complain that, "Hey, I don't feel safe with 5 police officers in the Starbucks. Please ask them to leave." Yeah, that's what one of the customers said. And then the Starbucks employees asked the officers, "Can you leave?" And of course, the officers, being polite folks that they were, they said, yes, we'll leave. But come on, you're telling me you're an average citizen, you're inside a Starbucks, and you're feeling it's unsafe that the police officers are inside the Starbucks? You know, if it were me, I'm really happy anytime I'm at any location and there's a police officer there, a member of law enforcement there. I feel a lot safer. But some folks, they're so sensitive. They're snowflakes. They're so sensitive that, oh, I'm offended. There's police officers and I can't drink my coffee because I'm so offended. I feel uncomfortable with police officers in a store. Oh, brother. You'd like to come on this show and talk about something that you disagree with me on, I invite you to come on the show. All you need to do is shoot me an email, rcanfield@robertcanfield.com. Yeah, rcanfield@robertcanfield.com. If you'd like to come on the show, anything that I've talked about that you disagree with, I'd be happy to have you on the show. You could also look at some of my previous shows on our website, which is at robertcanfield.com. Again, our website where you can watch previous shows is robertcanfield.com. We also have a YouTube channel, which is Canfield and Company. Just go onto YouTube and search for Canfield and Company. We have several shows. You can watch old shows. We also have a Facebook page under Canfield and Company if you want to do it that way. Again, if you have anything that you disagree with me on, you can shoot me an email. Tell me about why you disagree with me at rcanfield@robertcanfield.com. That's rcanfield@robertcanfield.com. You can see previous shows again at our website, which is robertcanfield.com. You can also go to our YouTube channel directly. Just go on YouTube and search for Canfield and Company. And we also have a convenient Facebook page. What's the name? Of course, duh. Canfield and Company. Well, that's it for this portion of Canfield and Company. I want to thank you for watching, and I hope all of you have a great Canfield and Company day.